What is going on, guys? So today we're going to be going over a successful website that's doing over $5,000 per month in profit. Okay, now the funny part about this video is I recorded it about 2 hours ago and I realized that my audio was not recording properly when I actually recorded it the first time. That's for another story, but we're going to still do this video and push it out today. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is just going over this website in total and really breaking it down and doing a complete overhaul on the site. So we're going to be looking at the SEO behind the site, the backlink profile, and all of that good stuff, like analyzing the content, how good it is, how useful it is, doing a speed test, checking it for whether it has a sitemap, robot.txt file, all of it, even the aesthetics of the site and how it looks on the forefront. So if we're to take a look at this site on the first part, we can see that it has a favicon, which is really good. So that's good for SEO. Now, one thing that's really good here, what I can see is that they don't have the www. So this is really good for building up your brand. It gets people really familiar with the site name opposed to the www, and it's easy to remember. So they can easily type it back in and come to the site. Now, you might be thinking, what does this IELTS stand for? And that's one of the things that I punched in earlier on. So I came to Google and I actually typed it in, and it stands for International Language Testing System. Okay, so that's what it stands for, and that's what this site's about. So it essentially helps people to speak the English language. Okay, so people from around the world, whether it be for educational purposes or just, you know, for personal preference, that's what this site does. Okay, and this is one of the things that I'm always preaching on your site. On this channel, is that if you're building a website, you need to be providing a service, an actual valuable service to the world, to the internet. So don't put a site or construct a site unless it's going to be helpful, like something that's good. The only people who are making the big money is because they're helping people. They're actually doing something that's helping people, like a real business. Because what it is I think you can easily get lost in trying to make some click button type of money on the internet, and overlooking, like, because of the way people are making all these YouTube videos and stuff, and it makes you think that you can click buttons and make money. But the way I like to look at business is, if you were to remove your website, which is only the medium, like the actual channel or platform that you're using to connect with your readers or your users, or your customers in that sense, like if you were to remove the website, how does your business help those people? Like, so, you know, what does it do? Like these lot is very clear. They're helping people to learn English language from around the world. So they're teaching people the English language. So whether they're doing it through a website or in classes and seminars, that's what they do. Yeah. So like, what does your website do? And when you can actually, you know, kind of understand what your business is actually doing, then you're really going to make a difference on the internet, and definitely you'll be rewarded with high profits and high revenues inside of your business. Okay, so on the forefront, we've got a nice favicon at the top. The site is secure with the HTTPS certificate, so we have got a certificate here. Okay, and all that is it encrypts data from third-party hackers. Okay, then I did really like the way that they've got all of these tabs listed out. So they've got a contact us at the top, privacy policy and terms and conditions, and they've got a pop-up that comes up here that actually promotes an ebook that pops up and covers this bar. Now, I probably wouldn't have it pop up and cover the bar itself, because contact us is quite an important button for people who want to get in touch, and also social media. So I'd probably put it just below, just, you know, so it sits below this bar. But still really good idea, great idea, and they're probably making lots of sales through the ebook, promoting it on that bar at the top. So inside of this, we've got really helpful, useful headings here, and categories, I should say. So they've got drop down tabs on some of them, which is broken down each of these categories into subcategories, which is really good. So this is speaking, writing, listening, reading, books, exam tips, frequently asked questions, exam questions, practice tests, idiom of the day. I'm not sure what idiom stands for, probably another abbreviation within this niche, and then IELTS general. Okay, this is really good. You know, it's targeting all of the different subjects and topics and brilliant subheadings, brilliant choice of words. Now, this logo I would have to the side and actually just add a big heading of with the actual brand name, like the website name. So IELTS material I would have, even if I had IELTS here, and then material on that side, something like that. Really good here. So you've got a browse of the latest blog posts and things like that. As you come down, this is really good. They've got nice, clear, bold headings. One thing I do like about this site is the font as well, because they've got a really good font. Like when you're in school and you're learning something or you're reading something very informational, like a very educational, non-fiction book usually has this kind of text. So this appears to be very serious text, so when you read it, you take in the information very well. It's something that we're familiar with in the English language. So you can see here they've got nice social shares on the front, on the homepage, which is really good. Along the side, I don't like the social shares on this. It looks tacky. It makes it more difficult to navigate and understand, and it's almost like it could send someone into an epileptic fit with all of these different colors jumping out at you. One thing that I do like about this site is they give you a good, clear explanation about what the site's about and what it does, clear and boldly at the front of the site here. You've got a search box so you can search amongst the site, and then the social media Facebook page. So find us on Facebook, and then these are the books that they're promoting. So you've got a book here, you've got another book which is on writing here, model answers, and then to make donations, and then another ebook, so on and so forth. There's more books down here. So these are really good because they're ebooks on different things, speaking and writing and reading and all these different topics that someone might want. So they've got a bit of a variety, but it's not overwhelming. There's not too much. There's a nice proportion of variety amongst different topics that someone may want to learn, when coming to this site. Now on Flipper, you can see the site's being sold for a huge amount. It never sold. It was 2 days ago. But we can see here that they're averaging unique visits about 336,000 people per month, and then 1.2 million page views. So that is being generated from these people. So some of them are coming and viewing 10 times, 20 times, so on and so forth. The site is netting about 5,800 profit. That's after all the expenses, and gross revenue before expenses is 6,300. Okay, so AdSense revenue is making up 3,400 out of that, and then you can see the overall income there. One of the things I really liked about this is it has organic search as the main source of traffic, which is always a good kind of traffic source for this channel and in general, because to make a very sustainable good income. But then you've got direct traffic, which is right behind it, and that's really good when you see that. That means that people are familiar with the brand, and they've done a really good job at actually building up the brand and the awareness with their readers and viewers. So people are actually directly coming back to search engines and typing in this specific site and trying to search for it. So that's where 116,000 page views are coming from, which is really good. Now, one of the things I was also looking for is whether any English speaking countries were the ones who were actually going to be, the traffic sources on this. And that's really good, because I didn't want to see that, because the site's teaching people how to speak English. So if people already spoke English, why would they be on the site? So you can see here, obviously, India, Vietnam, Iran, and Uzbekistan is the top countries, which is really good. You've got some United States, which could be immigrants who are living there and trying to improve their English. Okay, so you've got a bit of information about, the site here, and I think Google AdSense meant to be like 400, 500. You've got MediaNet, so these are adverts, and then ebooks paying 3,000 to 4,000 per month. Okay, so those ebooks are generating money. Now, if we look at the titles, they're really good. Each of them have qualifiers on them, which I like really. So if someone's looking for like IELTS writing lessons, they're saying and website. So this one's about websites. Then you've got this one, which is a reading one. Yeah. Then you've got this one, which is speaking. So I like that, because if someone's looking for something specifically on speaking, they can see it there. It's also got a nice thumbnail that will attract someone to click, and I like the variety of different sized thumbnails that work really well on the front page. But the thing I'll take away definitely is the social shares, mainly because as well, unless you're sharing the whole site, why would you share a post that you haven't read yet? I mean, some people will, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's working for them while they're using it, but I personally wouldn't have that. It looks tacky and cheesy. People can share the post once they've read it, because people only share something if they think it's useful to someone else. So you wouldn't share it yet if you haven't yet read it and you don't know exactly what's inside. Okay, So nice amount of content on this site. You can see 184 posts, and it appears there's like about 20 or 30 posts here. So you do 184 times 10 would be 1,800, and if you double that for like 20 per post on each page, that's about 3,600. So we're looking at quite a lot of pages, content. So probably about over 3,000 pieces of content on this site easily, I would say. Okay, so if we were to click into one of these articles, we can see also, sorry, I forgot that they've got a nice footer section down the bottom here. So they've got a nice footer section, with the logo. Brilliant. I really liked that. Social media, so you can share the post. And then also, if you want to follow them, I'd probably have this a bit bigger, but they've got a nice search tab there, and then they've also got the contact us, privacy policy and terms and conditions, all of that good stuff. Okay, so you can see here, this is a title, which is 101 reading past papers with answers. So with answers is the qualifier. So reading past papers, I would imagine like IELTS reading past papers is probably the key word. So let me just see how many times that's in there. See, so that's in there 4 times. Okay, so that's in a H3 there that appears. So at the bottom, and it's up there, and in the content as well. So that's probably the key word. Now, what I would do in the URL permalink is I would have just that in the /. So it would be just like that. That's exactly how I would have it with this, as you can see up here. So that's the kind of way I would have it. Yeah, like something like that. So that's how it would look if I had it, and that would definitely increase rankings. Okay. Oof, let's open that back again. Silly me. Okay, so that would increase the rankings 100%. So it's not fully optimized, but I don't think they're solely focused on just, optimizing. They're mainly focused on helping people and their customers, which is always the best way to go. Okay, so you can see here nice images and text, nice mixture on the page. Google are loving a lot of content at the moment, a lot of media, sorry, so and content, so that's really good. Nice long form content there for what there. And let's take a look. I was taking a look at a few of the pages earlier, and a lot of them were like too much text on some of them, but then obviously there's a nice mixture. So they've got tables, they're mixing it up, they've got sample hyperlinks, all of these different things, really, really good. And the content is really, really long here. This is really long content, really, really good. And they've enabled comments so people can comment. Someone's linking back to their email there, probably for some help. And you got the sharing icons as well. Really good, nice engagement on there, and really helpful content. So some of the articles were just text based, and I can't remember where they are, but I found a few that were just fully text, and it was a tiny bit too much text. Like I would have added one image, but as I can see from a majority, this is just hyperlinks. So I don't know, this is like a resource kind of thing. Okay, these are websites, sorry. So they're saying, these are the websites they're recommending or whatever. Let's have a look. It might have been a reading one, really and truly, because reading would be more focused around text. So it was maybe reading. Let's have a look. Let me see. It shows how many times they got reading on the page, but it can't be this one because this one has an image right at the top. This is what I just read. Yeah, so I can't remember what one it was, but overall they've got a nice mixture. You can see it looks really good. So the next thing we're going to check is we're going to check, like, first of all, these titles are a little too long. Not these ones. This is good, but that's too long. That's like over 70 characters, so like that's no good. It's way too long for search engines, and it will be getting truncated, which means just cut off. So all you would probably see is that section, or this, something like that, and the rest will be cut off. So that will affect their rankings, and also people just understanding what their page is about. And they've done it here, done it there. That's a bit too long. Maybe that's okay. That looks like it's too long again. Like that's good. That's good. So we found a few flaws on this site, but their SEO fails, but I don't really think it's really hurting the rankings because they've got so much authority and so much brand awareness going on. But let's take a look at the metrics of this site and go into my keyword search tool. Okay, so the tool that I'm going to be using for this is Key Search. I'll leave a link to that in the description box so you guys can get it on discount. This tool basically does absolutely everything from keyword research to keyword tracking to finding guest post opportunities. I've got many different videos on this, to analyzing competition with backlinks as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is put it into the Explorer tab, and you can see here I've already used this actually previously because I recorded this video before, but what it is we can see all the different keywords that they're ranking for, and I'm going to go through all of these metrics so they all kind of make sense to you. So first of all, we've got the domain strength here, and from the domain strength we can see it's a 3.2. I would have expected this to be a little bit higher than this, but for this site, because the site's pulling about 500,000 views per month, but this is still very good. It's a very strong authoritative website. And then we can see here that they can target keywords of a difficulty under 37, which is medium keyword. Okay, so easy, moderate. Backlinks, you can see that they've got 244 different websites that are linking to them. Now, this is a great example because I don't think that they've actually actively gone out and built any backlinks. If they're pulling in over 500,000 views a month or 1.2 million views a month, and they only have 244 sites linking to them, this is a good indication that they haven't built any backlinks, and they probably are just getting links organically because they're so focused on probably just sharing it on social media and building their brand and helping people. People are then linking back to the blog, or not blog, but to the website, because it's that helpful and it's useful to people. Okay, so you can see this, out of the 244 websites, they're linking back 897 times. So some websites may be linking 2 or 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, so on and so forth. Out of that, you've got 577 do follow links and 320 no follow links. So do follow links are links that are passing link juice from the other websites onto this site to increase the ranking power and the strength of the site and the specific pages they're linking to. And then no follow links are links that are not passing juice, but they're still linking back to the site. So these are ones that search engines are not crawling, but obviously these technically still kind of can increase your rankings if you've got a good mixture of the two. So then you can see 64% of the links that are coming over to the site are actually do follow links. So that's 64% if you were to compare this and that against out of 100%, that's what it is. And then 62% of the links that are coming back overall are text links. So that means links like this, which are text. This is a link and it's text, okay? Now you can see here also the top anchors. So this would be the anchor of this, which is feedspot.com. That's called an anchor text. And it's just the actual, the wording that's used for the link. Okay, so you can see here, this one is their actual name, the website name, IELTS material, which is branded. This is a branded anchor text. And then you've got the URL anchor text, which is just underneath it. And then this one would come under URL again, and then branded again, and then other anchors, which will be made up of branded and random various keywords like click here, here's a link, whatever it may be. Then these are top level domains, top linking domains. Yeah, so these are the actual sites that are linking to this and where they're coming from. So what domains they are, they're .coms and .ins, which is India. This is for India. Okay. Now you can see from here, this is the ranking distribution. So this shows you how many of their pages or how many keywords they're specifically ranking for within certain positions on Google. So if we're to say for position 1 to 3, they have 92 different keywords that they're ranking for. In positions 4 to 10, they have 265 keywords that they're ranking for. In positions 11 to 20, 227. In positions 21 to 30, they have 168 keywords they're ranking for. In positions 31 to 50, they have 398 keywords that they're ranking for. In position 51 to 75, they have 403. And in position 76 to 100, they have 326 keywords that they are ranking for. Now, if you wanted to see some of those keywords that they're currently ranking for, we can actually check 2 metrics on this site. Now, this is really good because what we can see here is we can see, obviously, this gives you an average of how many keywords they're actually ranking for, which I wouldn't I'll take with a pinch of salt. This says obviously 2,000 words. I'd imagine that they're ranking for much more than that. And then you can see view top pages here. So what we can see here are the top pages that are bringing in the most traffic to the site. This is really important because if you wanted to understand what good content is, everyone keeps screaming good content, good content. You could simply plug one of your competitors' websites into this tool and then bring up the top page and see what good content is. So this is good content because this is the one that's ranking for the most keywords and bringing in the most traffic on the site. So you can see here, obviously there's something about this page that's working well. Either it's for helping people really, really good, or it's on a topic that people really need help with. Okay, whatever it is, it's performing well. And you know, from the actual metrics, we can see it's the top performing page on the site. Okay, so that's that, and you can actually export that as a PDF and download it. So if we wanted to export that and keep it for later notice, then we'd be able to see that by using this tool. Okay, so if I were to click off that and then check keywords, we can then see obviously all of the keywords that they're ranking for. So these are the sites if we wanted to see traffic and keywords, so on and so forth. Okay, so these are the keywords and they've got tons of #1 rankings. Now this is another a thing that I put forward on the channel, is that you don't need to go and rank for thousand search per month keywords all the time. You can see here they're mainly ranking for these small keywords, but just many of them, and over time this really starts to stack up. So you can see all of these different, you know, position 1, position 1, position 1, position 1 rankings, and they've got many of them. You know, position 1, these are going into 2, so on and so forth. So if you wanted to see the keywords that they're currently using, you'll be able to see that just there. Now, one of the other things I wanted to check is how this lines up on SimilarWeb. Now, for those of you who don't know what SimilarWeb is, it's just a Google extension tool, and the way you can add that is by simply clicking the 3 dots here, more tools. If you go to extensions on the bottom left, it will then bring up this option where you open the store and then you can search the extension and activate it on your site. Okay, so that's how you do it. Sorry, and activate it on your Google search bar. Okay, so what I wanted to check is SimilarWeb and see how the metrics add up here. So they can see, obviously, you know, the estimated visits is not always that accurate. But one thing I am paying attention to is we can see that they are getting about 2.25 page views per visitor. So that means on average, people are coming and viewing 2.5 pages. Bounce rate is 60%, which is hugely low. And to put things into perspective, my site is currently sitting at 85% bounce rate. So this is really good. This means people are spending time on the site, enjoying it, and they're hardly bouncing off. Only half of them are actually, you know, kind of bouncing off, yeah? And then you've got estimated visits. Obviously, that, like I said, is not, you know, it may be inaccurate. And then what I wanted to see here is not the percentage, but where the majority of the actual traffic is coming from. So this is really good. A majority of traffic is coming from search, which means search engines, Google, Bing, Yahoo, all of your favorites. Okay, then you can see referring places, referring sites where the traffic is coming from as well. And then again, we've got non-English speaking countries at the top. So we've got Vietnam making up 20% of the traffic. We've got 14% coming from India, 4% from the USA, and then 4% from Brazil and Turkey. This is really good. It says that the site's genuine and they are really bringing in and helping people with problems of, you know, not being able to speak English. So they're helping them to do that and providing them, you know, with testing, exams, fake mock exams with answers and all of that different good stuff. Okay, so we can see that the site's really good. Now, the last thing that we're going to want to check is the page analyzer. We're going to want to see if the metrics are really lining up on this site. So this is actually a page from the site that I was testing earlier on. And what we're going to be looking for is if the site has a sitemap and if it has the robot.txt file and all of that different stuff as well. Yeah. So we've got page authority sitting at 28, which is really strong. That's a really good authoritative page. And then we've got domain authority at 37 and total backlinks to this page is 95. There's a Moz ranking of a 2.8. And keywords is supposedly 2014, and I believe that's what the site, you know, what this tool believes is overall for the site. You can see this one page should be on average bringing in about 1,700 views per month. Now, one of the things that I was talking about is the title being too long. You can see here that's 85. It's too long. It needs to be in between 10 and 70 characters. Ideally, I'd keep it under 60 to 65, like, you know, under that. Okay. Now, you can see here that their meta description is good. Okay, so this is what shows up when someone searches on Google, like for English speaking or something like that. I don't know. Where this is what shows up, this here, yeah. So that's the meta description, this area here, and also this is the title. So you can see this title being too long. This is what happens. It gets cut off, and it affects rankings, and it affects the way that people click because they can't see what it is. Okay, so they've got a nice mixture of H1 to H2 and H3 tags. So you can see they're using 13 H3s, H4, 9, and some H2 and H1. So these are the sizings of the actual headers inside of the titling of the text. Okay, 25 images. Now this tool is saying that, you know, there's no alt attribute. So what that means is their images are not actually optimized for SEO. So if we were to go over to the page, for example, what that means is when search engines are actually crawling the site, then it's not going to really understand what the page is about. So there's missing alt tags. I'm not sure what images it's for. It might be these ones on the right hand side. But what that means is if we were to click inspect on this, it might not have an alt text. So yeah, I can't see any alt text. So what it is yeah, see, so search engines can't understand what it is. Like there's no alt text. Alt, let's have a look. Yeah, no, there's no alt text. Okay, yeah, no, there is an alt text. Recent IELTS speaking exam in Australia, November 2000. So they've got alt text on this image. So there's some images on the page without it. So it may be like these ones or something like that. Whatever it is, they're missing. Okay, so yeah, it's not on this. There's no alt text on this. So this doesn't have alt text. These are going to cause ranking problems. And because these are linking through to every single page, search engines are not going to understand what this is. They don't know what these images are. Obviously, they know it's you know, JPEG file, but they don't know what it is. So it can't understand it in order to rank it better. Okay, so they need to fix that. That's an SEO fail. Okay, they've got a ratio of text to HTML code. Is below 15%, means the website probably needs more text content. So they're saying it needs more text. I think it's pretty much fine, but you know, probably it might need more text and longer form content, because some of those, you know, like this page here could be longer in content. It's not that long in content, you know. It's reasonably good, but I mean, if it does what it needs to, then it's just totally fine. You can't go off every single metric, you know. The main thing is, are you helping people? Are you actually getting results that people are desiring? And that's what the site appears to do. Okay, so you can see here speed tips, you know, too many CSS files, so on and so forth, flash content, meta viewport, Apple icon. Okay, so what we're going to check, it's not showing us the page speed. We're going to have to go over to Pingdom, but one thing that is great, they have a robot.txt file, and they also have an XML sitemap. Okay, so they've got the sitemap, and the website has a robot.txt file. I did check this earlier and it wasn't working, the link, for some reason. I'm not sure why, but what it is that needs to be sorted if it's not working. It could be something to do with this URL here. Looks a bit dodgy, but yeah, let me just check through the site actually. Let's just have a look. Okay, yeah, so they're disallowing email siphon. So they're disallowing quite a few crawlers, Mozilla. So these are things they're telling search engines not to crawl. Yeah, so they're disallowing it to crawl. Cherry picker, I don't know these sites. Like, someone who's very deep into technical SEO will know more about this. But yeah, they're disallowing quite a few things like bots. Okay, that's really good. So they're disallowing all of these different things and not allowing these bots to crawl the site, which is great. Yeah, you don't want bots crawling your site. Okay, so anyway, they have Google Analytics installed, which is also good. Okay, so this is brilliant. Now, the next thing, or the last thing we're going to do is head over to pingdom.com, and we're just going to basically you know, do a speed test on this site to see how fast it is. Now, one of the metrics that we're going to be looking at is not only how fast the actual site is, but we're going to be looking at the sizing of the page. We're going to do that from my current location, which is London, because obviously the site's probably not even UK based. So we'll check it and see how fast it is from all the way in the UK and how it works. Okay, so Whilst we're waiting for that to finish, I'm just going to take a look at some more of the actual content. So the few things that we've highlighted is that we would remove this from the site. This is to increase user user experience, to increase a better user experience. And then we've got the titling. We would have our brand name across the site, so people really get familiar with the brand. They've got it here, but it's not good enough. I would have the logo to the side and then have the big writing, or maybe like the IELTS here and then materials on that side. I love all of this. Really good. They don't need to have an image of a person here because it's probably a group of people who have started this. And then I love the way that the posts are different size thumbnails, which are really good and appealing, gives it some variation. But I would remove these, social media icons, like they're no good. We don't need that on here. Okay, and the titling, I would shorten all of them to below 20, and the permalinks, we would be making them exact match keywords. Okay, so we would do like, reading recent actual test or whatever this keyword that they're trying to target is, we would have it in there. Okay, and I don't think that they're really focused on SEO like that. Like, I don't really see it. I know they've got sitemaps and stuff, but I really don't think so. That's why I think that they've just used generic kind of generic permalinks, just whatever their title is. So I really think that they haven't really focused on that, and they could be allowing writers to kind of edit that as well. Okay, so one thing we gathered from here is that it's a huge load time. It's over 3 seconds. Anything above 3 seconds, you really need to focus on making some changes. This is a huge SEO pain. This will hurt your site big time. Okay, so speed is one of the biggest ranking factors. 7.7 is the size of the page, which is huge. That's a big page. So that means they haven't optimized the images on these pages. They've just got these big images that are basically, causing the pages to load slowly, and they probably haven't optimized any of these on the right as well. So it's probably just loading up huge images and causing every page to perform slowly. Okay, so it's a D grade, which is bad. Requests, okay, 336, and then we've got URL redirects. So I don't know why they've got URL redirects on this page. They're probably redirecting an old page to this one or something like that in order to get to this. And then cookie free domains, I'm not sure what that's for. They probably got some type of cookie on here that might be slowing down the page. And then make fewer HTTP requests. So whatever redirects they've got on this page, they need to sort that out, and they need to optimize their images. They're probably really big images. If we were to go into here, you'd be able to see exactly, what this all is and understand it. But I'm not that technical on SEO. But, like if you want to get technical with SEO, then this is the stuff you would be reading. So 301 are permanent links. They're basically redirecting some pages to this page or amongst it. So it's causing it to slow down. So that needs to be sorted out. That's a big SEO fail. The titles are too long. And the good parts are they have HTML sitemaps, and the best part about the site is it actually helps people, because like I said, if you were to remove this site, whether they were in a classroom or on the internet, this site teaches people how to learn English. And I said, like, the reason why a lot of people are not making money online, and the reason why I wasn't making money online for a long time, is because I almost had this fictitious way of thinking that you're going to click some buttons and make some money. And it's just such a stupid idea. Like when, so you get caught up in all this funnel stuff and, click funnels and get response and all the different tools, where your main business should be, if you were to remove all of this online platform and you wasn't channeling and meeting people through there, then how does your business help people? Like, if you remove the website from being the middleman, how does your business actually change people's lives and help them or get them results? And when you actually focus on getting people results, you're going to be rewarded in a big, massive way. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video for the second time round. I hope my audio was actually recording this time, hopefully, fingers crossed. If you did like this video, make sure to leave a like on the video below. If you have any questions about anything I've done in this video or about this tool that I'm using, the tool will be linked in the description box. It is an affiliate link, so I get commission for that, but I'm showing you how to use the tool, which is why obviously I'd like to be rewarded for that. You've also got the comment section where you can leave any comments asking questions about the tool or about the video or anything like that. Anything you could put forward that I could have done differently, which I can change maybe for my next video. And if you are new, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we do SEO stuff here. This is a great channel for that, and we're going to dominate this year. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.